Shenanigans at Charlotte. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. It's good to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So shenanigans at Charlotte. Let's go ahead and step back on the Moto merry-go-round as we examine the good, the bad, and maybe even a little bit of the ugly. No, Walty, not the ugly. Only report on rainbows and sunshine. No. Somebody's got to take a look as we read between the lines and look between the ruts. And what did we discover today, my friends? Well, I'll tell you what we discovered today. Jett Lawrence is back, and he is, as we identified previously, a complete alien on the motorcycle. Now, this one was a little more interesting, but I'm a little concerned for the rest of the field. Clearly, Eli Tomac had a career day, but unfortunately, it was no match for Jett Lawrence. Even compromised, coming off his injury, probably fresher with less race time and seat time than any of the other racers that came back from injury, is Jett Lawrence. And he completely, in my opinion, even though it was close, demoralized the field. Chase Sexton, everybody was talking about how this was Chase Sexton's race to win. He's coming off of momentum, and the alien's coming off of injury. This should be all his. What I'm seeing now, and I hate to say it, Chase, I hate to say it, you are back to the drawing board. You might even have alluded to it yourself, that you pretty much got smoked. That pretty much is what I heard you say on the podium, and you're right. You're right, but there's no reason to sugarcoat this thing. The realities are, all that confidence that you had gained is out the window. Not only do you have the alien to worry about, you have beast mode to worry about as well. And I am so impressed with Eli. I mean, my gosh, Eli, first of all, now we know this is probably his last full season of racing. And we know that he's at the end of his career, and he's a veteran. But more than any of that, what I love about Eli Tomac versus any of the other riders is you pretty much, what you see is what you get. He is such a cool, level-headed, realist, good dude. Just a good dude. And not to say the alien isn't, but one of the things that I heard the alien say in one of his interviews is that when he first got injured, he was looking forward to that time off. He did not really like the way everything was going up to that point. He wanted to get a little bit of a reset. Now, did you notice with his in-sync shaved eyebrows and his little mustache and goatee, and he's tatted down, he is no more embracing the industry darling role that he had been catapulted into and showered with dollars to become. He was pretty much on board to do anything and everything that the industry wanted. But you can tell now, all bets are off. He is going to do his thing. And I like that about Jett. And I'll tell you one thing, Jett, you went through the proper hazing as any rider should. We've put anybody that grabs the spotlight, of course, is going to go through a hazing. Even running my mouth here on YouTube, I've seen that. I know I get a lot of blowback from a lot of people, like whatever. It's part of the deal. If people are talking crap, at least they're talking. So Jett Lawrence, the realities are this, man. I like what I'm seeing out of you, because what I'm seeing now is you're pretty much going to I think, give the industry the middle finger at some level. I don't think you'll fully give the industry the finger, but clearly they wanted you to be the Ryan Dungey of the sport. Squeaky clean, let's sell some motorcycles. And while I still think you are a likable, charismatic kid, I'm just not so sure you're really ready to just be the donut-pushing, fan-fest selling, industry darling, clean-cut, squeaky clean guy that you once were. Now, I think there's a good chance. Any of these athletes are clean living guys, clean living person to keep your body in the kind of shape that's so demanding like motocross. But the reality is this. We all know this is death-defying stuff. And this brings me to our friend Ricky. Ricky loved the GOAT, respect everything he's done, but he's pretty much in the industry's pocket, we know as well. He's clearly continuing to push. Trying SMX out of all the time is SMX, because they want that branding to occur. They want to brand the whole SMX to become a buzzword. But the whole playoffs and continuing to identify it, continuing to compare it to ball sports, right? They continue to try to make this thing playoffs. Now, this was a long day of racing. I was messaging a couple of you guys from the channel during the race. This is a long day of racing. There is so much fluff and so much filler. Now, I'm so super glad we had 65cc racing rather than the electric KTMs. At least these kids, I mean, it's motors, it's loud, and they're pinning it, and these kids were it was a really fun race to watch. And them launching a couple of those sections was super, super impressive. But there was a big gap. The halftime show was long. And while I appreciate all forms of motorsports, I don't want to be sold too much stuff, the science of Supercross and the statistics and the stats and this and that, mini bike. The mini bikes was about the highlight of the intermission show. The rest of it was fluff and filler and trying to continue to poise this thing to become mainstream. But we all know it is, in fact, a niche sport. It can't be mainstream. Now, back to the racing action. Danger Boy. Danger Boy completely embarrassed those guys as well. Kitchen, Beaumare. These guys should have been all smiles. They weren't. Why? Because they got demoralized by Danger Boy. Danger Boy came through mid-pack starts and dispatched all of them pretty quickly. And it's just, I mean, at that point, what do? It's almost like these 450 guys, short of Eli, pretty much showing that, hey, he can win races still. The rest of the guys got demoralized by the alien. The same thing with Danger Boy Deegs. He demoralized the other guys. Even Beaumare, his first podium, it was great to see the kid run up front. I like the fact that he's racing the jet ski championship. This kid has nothing to be bummed about. But if you're a racer and you're out leading and you get passed and dispatched of and gapped, even if it's your first podium, you're bummed. And that's exactly what he showed. He smoked Tom Vial. Beaumare had a much better performance than Vial. Vial was another guy that was hyped up. Got completely embarrassed out there too. Danger Boy and the Alien are pretty much just embarrassing. Another thing I want to touch on, these tracks and these raceways with those concrete barriers. Did you see our boy, RJ Hampshire, with his get-off, go flying into the concrete wall? He's really lucky he just grazed it, because had he body slammed onto that wall, I'm wondering why not put some kind of, I don't know, some kind of protection, some kind of padding over the top of those concrete blocks. So if these guys happen to cartwheel it, they don't land on concrete. Those things look like they could be extremely dangerous. And another thing with the broadcast, I don't know, is it just me? Leave it in the comments below. Will Christian, love you, man. You're good looking gal. You got the accent. I guess with the TV program likes the fact that you bring that kind of Lee Giffey accent to the table. But why do they cut to her when there's race action occurring on the track and we're talking about Kenny Boy's Kickstart Suzuki needing more power and watching watching his mechanic clean the clutch cover or something like that? Poor thing. And I know it's not your fault. You're excited. You're finally going to get some airtime. That's what you want as a reporter. And then it comes, and it's almost without fail. Every time they cut to that poor woman, some racing action occurs, and we're just like, please wrap it up so we can get back to the commentating to call this action, because we're missing calling of incredible action. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy. I want to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested Charlotte at Super Duper Round 1. Welcome to the swimming pool. It looks like you're swimming in the shark tank again with an alien named the Wonder Boy, the chosen one, the Moto Messiah. Jett Lawrence is back. Eli Tomac, at the moment, looks like maybe he could make it interesting. But somebody better step up their game and do it. Otherwise, it's going to be the chosen one show for the rest of the season. And that's why Walty will have to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.